Greetings students. In this lecture, we'll talk about the theorems on differentiation. So there are plenty of theorems on differentiation, so we'll discuss them one by one. So first off, we have d over dx c is equal to 0. That is, the derivative of a constant, that is c in this case, is 0. This means that d over dx 2 would also be 0 and d over dx 3 would also be 0, as all of them are constants. Moving on, d over dx x is equal to 1. This means that the derivative of x is equal to 1. So whenever we are asked that what is the derivative of x, we would write it as 1. Now what if x gets a power? The power gets before x and 1 is subtracted from the power, which means that if we have to find the derivative of x square, power comes before x, which means it would become 2x, and 2 minus 1, that is 1 is subtracted from the power. So we have 2x as the derivative of x squared. Well, if we have a constant multiplying with a variable, which is cx, we would be left with c, or a constant. Now, how is that? d over dx cx. Now, we know that constant comes out of the derivative by the property, and we know that the derivative of x is equal to 1, so we would have c as our final answer. Moving on, we have d over dx c x raised to power n is equal to cn x raised to power n minus 1. Now, this seems to be a very difficult formula. Don't worry, we'll make it easier for you. We are given with d over dx c x raised to power n. Now, we just discussed that whenever we are given with the constant multiplying with the variable, the constant comes out of the derivative. So, c d over dx x raised to power n, and by the property that we just studied, n comes before x and 1 is subtracted in the power. So we have the same as it is. Now next off, we have d over dx u plus minus v plus minus w plus minus so on. We have du over dx plus minus dv over dx plus minus dw over dx. Now what does this mean? This means that if we have a derivative of a sum or a difference, the derivative gets separated on each of the variable individually. This means that we can write d over dx, du over dx, dv over dx, and dw over dx, and the signs would be same as follows. Now, what if we are given with two variables multiplying together? Then how would we solve it? We would have the derivative of the first one multiplied by the second one as it is, plus the first one as it is, and the derivative of the second one. So whenever you are given with two different functions and you are asked to find the derivative of their product, what you have to do is you have to write f of x product g of x plus f of x product g of x. In the first one, you have to write derivative sign here, and in the second one, you have to write derivative sign here, and you got the formula. Another important thing to note that this particular formula is known as the product rule. Moving on, we have d over dx f of x over g of x. Now what if we get a ratio? In that case, we'll have the derivative of the first function multiplied by the second function minus the first function as it is and the derivative of the second function. It's same as the product rule, but in this case we have a negative instead of a positive. Well, there is a slight difference in the denominator. There was nothing in the denominator of the product rule, but in this case we have a denominator. That is because we have something in the denominator of the question 2. So what we have to do is we just have to take the square whatever is in the denominator. So differentiation is not that difficult. We just need to know some basic formulas, and with the help of that we can solve each and every question. Now, for a quick recap, let's discuss each of them once again. So, cx raised to power n, the constant came outside, the power came before x, and 1 is subtracted from the power. In this case, the derivative is separated on each of the variable individually. We have the product rule, that is the derivative of the first function multiplied by the second function plus the derivative of the second function multiplied by the first function. In the case of a ratio, we have the derivative of the first function multiplied with the second function minus the derivative of the second function multiplied by the first function. In the denominator, we have the square of whatever is in the denominator of the question. Moving on, we have dy over dx is equal to dy over du multiplied by du over dx. It is also known as the chain rule. Now, this particular formula is used whenever we are using the differentiation using substitution and we are involving a third variable and we are assuming a value equal to a third variable, then we use this formula. We take the derivative with respect to the new variable, then we take the derivative with respect to x, we multiply it and we get dy over dx. This is because if we cut du by du, we get the same answer, that is dy over dx. So basically we are starting a chain and hence the name chain rule. Next off, we have the reciprocal rule. The reciprocal rule says that if we have to find the derivative of 1 over f of x, it would be equal to minus f derivative x over f of x squared. Now, how do we get it? We can write this particular formula as f of x minus 1. Minus comes before the derivative, as we just studied in the previous slide, that is minus f of x, and 1 is subtracted from the power, that would be f of x minus 2. We can also write it as minus f derivative x over f of x square. Hence we got a formula as this. The last formula in our discussion is d over dx f of u is equal to f derivative u du over dx. Now, if we have to take the derivative of a function involving the variable with respect to a different variable, then what we have to do is we have to take the derivative or write the derivative of the variable involved in the function multiplied by du over the variable with respect to which we are taking the derivative from. Hence the formula d over dx f of u is equal to f derivative u multiplied by du over dx. I hope you got the concept, and that's all from us in today's lecture.